Hello, I'm Philip Haug, and I'm a resident of Skidaway Island for the last 4 years. Had the good fortune to move to our island with a job transfer from Minneapolis, Minnesota. My wife and children and I have come to love our island and call it home faster than anywhere we've ever been before. I'm very proud of our island, and I'm very proud of our citizens as we navigate through this issue of incorporation as we evaluate the facts that are surrounding us. Today, I'd like to discuss the issue of flood insurance. Flood insurance is something that I've had 15 years of experience with, both as an agency manager and as a producer in the property and casualty business. Flood insurance affects all of us as we live on an island in the middle of the ocean, and we're just subject to 3 hurricanes over the past 3 years. This is an issue that affects all of us. What I'd like to discuss is the process engaged when we become an incorporated city. Right now, we are part of unincorporated Chatham County. With that, we receive the benefits of Chatham County's rating of a Community Code 5. What that means to you and I is if you have a special flood zone policy, you receive a 25% discount on your flood insurance. At your renewal, you will see a discount applied in the amount of 25% if you're located in a 100 or a 500-year floodplain. Long story short, if the bank requires you to have flood insurance, you're in a special zone. We continue to receive these benefits as long as we are part of Chatham County. If we were to incorporate, we would then become our own community and be subject to a process to be readmitted into the NFIP, or the National Flood Insurance Program. In order to participate within the federally subsidized flood insurance program, a community must be an admitted member to the NFIP. Upon incorporation, we would be placed into what's referred to as the emergency program. The emergency program is designed to have new communities and non-compliant communities be eligible for flood insurance during a period in which they have to apply and remediate issues that FEMA and the NFIP have come up with. This period will last up to 12 months. During that period of 12 months, all residents carrying flood insurance receiving the 25% discount would no longer receive the 25% discount. Upon completion of the emergency program, with the retainment of either an employee or a consultant as a floodplain manager, we would prepare documentation to submit to the county floodplain manager for review, which would then be submitted to the state floodplain manager for review, and then submitted to the FEMA and NFIP for review and acceptance into the National Flood Insurance Program. Upon acceptance of the application, FEMA, ISO, and NFIP would conduct site visits to ensure that the application was consistent with the situation present on our island. This period will take approximately 24 months. Residents carrying flood insurance will lose their 25% discount for a period of at least 2 years or 2 renewals. Upon acceptance, we then gain new community credit codes, which would then apply new discounts as our island qualifies for. There's many factors that come into this, including remediation, awareness, and as well as staffing and other resources that we have available to us, and they provide us with a community code. This would entail us to either have a full-time floodplain manager, certified floodplain manager on staff, or hire a consultant that would needed to have for our every 3-year renewal process. During that period, once we're accepted, it is highly unlikely, given the size of the landmass, given the lack of ability for us to shift waters, and given our elevation in proximity to the ocean, it is highly unlikely that we will gain a Community Code 5. In reviewing with the experts regarding flood insurance, it is of general consensus by them that we will likely be issued as a Community Code 8 or a Community Code 9. What that equates out to is either a 5% or a 10% discount on your flood insurance. This would take place after we've been accepted, after our city has been analyzed and visited, all communications have been completed, and we've gained acceptance into the National Flood Insurance Program. Worst case scenario would be that we miss deadlines, documents are not filled out properly, and we miss the window to provide our access into the National Flood Insurance Program. Upon that, all citizens, all residents carrying flood insurance, whether you're in a preferred zone or not, would then have their policies canceled by the National Flood Insurance Program. At that point, individuals would have the ability to gain secondary market flood insurance, which oftentimes comes at an increased expense. This would be a burden to the citizens of Skidaway Island. This scenario is highly unlikely, but it is a possibility that must be discussed. It is imperative that the framers of our city work with the right consultants and the individuals that know what is going on with flood insurance to ensure that this does not happen. In the event that we are no longer eligible for the National Flood Insurance Program, they do accept new cities every 6 months. There is a possibility that we would no longer be able to issue flood insurance policies through the National Flood Insurance Program for a period of 6 to 12 months. Again, this is just a possibility, but is a low probability. The absolute that we're dealing with is that if you're carrying flood insurance in a special program, you will lose your 25% discount for a minimum of 24 months. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to talking to you again about other issues that impact us as residents of Skidaway Island.